Hi everyone, welcome back to our biology class. Today we are going to learn about the second method of measurement of transpiration, that is potometer method. What is a potometer? Potometer is a device that measures the rate of water intake by a plant. And this water intake is almost equal to the water lost through transpiration. So what is a potometer? It is a device. What is the role of this device? That measures the rate of water intake by a plant when during the transpiration. That water intake is almost equal to what? The water lost through transpiration. Let us learn more about this experiment. First we have to select a twig of any suitable plant and cut that twig with a sharp knife and place in this apparatus as shown in the figure. Okay. The second step, fill water where inside this apparatus through that reservoir and make this apparatus completely watertight. That is the second step. And third step, introduce air bubble inside the capillary tube or inside this apparatus. How we can introduce air bubble inside the apparatus? This is done by lifting the bent portion of the capillary tube above the colored water so that air may be sucked into to suction pull and is again dipped into the water. Just lift the bent portion of that capillary tube above that colored water. When we lift the bent portion of the capillary tube, automatically what will enter? Air bubble will enter inside the capillary tube due to what? Due to suction pull. Okay. Like this way we can introduce air bubble where inside the capillary tube. Okay. After introducing air bubble, the complete setup where we have to place in the sunlight. When we keep this complete apparatus in the sunlight, transpiration process will take place. When the transpiration process take place, what will lose? Water will lose in the form of water vapor from where? From the leaves of this stick. The same time what will develop? A suction force will develop where? Inside the capillary tube. This suction force will pull the water from where? From the beaker towards this capillary tube. Okay. When the water reach in the capillary tube, what will also move? The air bubble present inside the capillary tube also will move. There is a measuring scale in this capillary tube. That measuring scale will measure how much volume of water lost in a given time during that transpiration process. Next, the air bubble can be brought back to its original position by releasing some amount of water from the reservoir into the capillary tube by opening the stopcock. Okay, like this way we can bring back the air bubble in its original position. Potometer do not measure the water lost during transpiration but measures the water uptake by the cut shoot during transpiration. Okay, some of the water is used by the cells to carry out the life process like photosynthesis. Okay, is it clear? So when we place this complete apparatus in the sunlight, what process will start? Transpiration process will start. When the transpiration process take place, what will lose? Water will lose through where? Through this lace in the form of water vapor. The same time, what force will develop inside the capillary tube? Suction force will develop inside the capillary tube. What is the role of this suction force? This suction force pull the water from where? From the beaker towards this capillary tube. What is the role of this measuring scale present or placed in the capillary tube? It will measure how much volume of water lost in a given time during that transpiration. How we can bring back the air bubble to its original position? By pouring some water through the reservoir into the capillary tube by opening the stopcock. Like this way we can bring back the air bubble to its original position. Is it clear? Next we can discuss what are the precautions in the use of potometer. First precaution, the potometer should be made completely watertight. How we can make it watertight? By filling water inside it completely. Like this way we can make a potometer completely watertight. Second precaution is the tick should be cut obliquely. Why we need to cut the tick obliquely? When we cut it obliquely, it can increase the surface area of the tick. Through this large surface area, more water can intake by that tick. Not only that, when we cut the tick, we have to cut the tick under the water. When we cut the tick under the water, it will avoid the entry of air into the tick. If air enter inside the tick, it can block the xylem vessel. So when the xylem vessel get blocked, then it will affect the absorption of the water. Okay, for avoiding that blockage of xylem vessels, we have to cut the tick under the water. Okay, these are the two precautions we have to take when we use potometer for measuring transpiration. Next, what are the limitations in the use of potometer? There are some limitations when we use potometer for measuring transpiration. First limitation is introducing the air bubble is not very easy. So it is difficult to introduce air bubble inside the potometer. Okay, that is the first limitation. Next, the tick may not remain fully alive for a long time. When we use the tick for transpiration, that tick will not remain fully alive for a long time. Okay, that is the second limitation. It may wilt after few hours. Any change in the outside air temperature may affect the position of the air bubble in the capillary tube. Okay, when the temperature variation take place outside the environment, it can affect the position of the air bubble inside the capillary tube. All these are the limitations of potometer when we use it for measuring transpiration. Is it clear?